Time to animate. I'm going to put some markers out on my timeline of what I want to do. I want you to demonstrate um, anticipation and follow through again. You're on the hook for 2 poses. So I'm going to do one, and then you're going to do a second one on your own. If you want to do this one with me, that's fine, but I'd suggest that you pick your own. And your character may not be ready to do any pose you want to. So there's always an adjustment of, oh, I didn't plan for this, so I might need to draw another hand or different, different parts of the body to make this work. So let's see. I'm going to go out to a second and put a marker that says anticipation. I'm going to do a karate kick. So I'm going to take a full second and then anticipate that kick. I'm going to say kick up. 2 seconds. Follow through. Hold that pose for maybe 2 seconds and then rest. So anticipation, kick, follow through, come down. And again, this is all real flexible. So let's start the animation process. Go to frame 1 and we want to freeze the pose. Make sure again that these are auto freezed. But freeze pose, you guys did a great job. Just keep thinking about this. I got to freeze the pose when I start. Bone, freeze pose. You should get some keyframes. At this point, I want some sort of resting pose. So we made a T pose right here, but that's not where we should start. So I'm going to use my mouse now. I'm going to pull the arms down. Maybe the legs inward. Maybe he's down here. Don't worry about the waist. That's just details that we can fix later. I'm just using the manipulate bone tool to position things. Now, if you wanted to move the bones around a little bit differently, transform bone tool, you can actually animate with this tool as well. So for example, my arms and the shoulders are not quite cooperating. I can grab this point and pull it inward so it looks like it's part of the shoulder. So I do that a lot where I'll kind of move a bone around. It does not have to do with the rigging, but it's actually being animated. So if you want the head to be down a little bit more, those are the things that I would change. Okay. If you want the hands to be like maybe faced inward, maybe the thumbs are inward, here's something you can try. Select the bone, and we're going to flip the bone, not the art, which you can also do, but this is kind of the easy way to do it. Select the bone, and you can flip the bone on either axis. I'm going to flip it here. You can see the drawing right here. It's split down the middle. So I'm going to have the thumbs inward. Notice when I do that, I get another channel of animation down here. So I'm animating that too. Flip. All right. He looks ready to do a kick. Some sort of karate move. I'm going to have him blink while he's standing here. So at 5 seconds, I remember we made a switch layer. This brings your character to life. Some sort of like like switch or eye blink or something. We made one right here. Our eye layer. It's starting on open. And all we have to do is right click on this wherever we want it to switch and change the state. I'm going to close it. Notice there's a different type of animation happening here. This is just an indicator of the switch layer that we are switching. I'm going to let that sit there for 2 frames and then switch back. Right click, open. So if I play that back, we have a blink. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste that later on down the timeline as I start animating. I'm going to add a little bit to my character here. You can do this if you want to or not. I'm going to freeze my pose here again. Control F. Got keyframes. I'd like him to kind of like breathe while he's standing there. So I'm just going to do a real subtle animation. I have this frozen and this frozen. Nothing is happening in between these two. From 0 to 1 second, nothing's happening. But at 6 seconds, I'm going to pull the main controller up. I'm going to actually move the arms up as well. So from 1 second, he's going to kind of move. Now he's alive. He's alive. It's way better than just standing there. Have him kind of do something and make it subtle. All right. So from 12 to 24, we're going to anticipate a kick. So he's, and now he's going to come down and he's going to get ready for a kick. I want this to be kind of fast. So I have this whole time right here. I'm actually going to use about half of it. All right. So from 12 to 18 is my anticipation pose. I'm going to have this guy do a really crazy kick. So he's going to anticipate. So it should be a crouch down. So he's going to crouch. He's going to get ready. His arm's going to be ready. Maybe something like that. We can fix all this stuff if we want to, but don't worry about that. Just work on your anticipation. Maybe he comes over a little bit. So he's anticipating right there. What I like to do is anticipate a little bit more, just a nice subtle move. So there's actually 2 sets of keyframes there. So it's like anticipation, and then he's going to go a little further, maybe down. Oops. Make sure your playhead's in the right spot. Down. Anticipation. Down a little bit more. Do not worry about this. Maybe his arms come up a little bit more. Holding Alt, you can rotate bones. If it gets too complicated, select your keyframes, delete them, try it again. But don't move on until you're happy with it. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, he's going to kick up. I have a whole second of kick up, so I'm just going to go back forward one full second. I'm at 36 frames or 3 seconds, and I'm going to make my pose for the kick. So I'm just going to go from here to my kick pose. Don't worry about that hand. We know we can fix it. We have stretchiness in our legs, so we can really pull them up. And this leg's going to come up like this. I can also rotate my foot now. So just try to get your pose how you want it. Really exaggerate things. That's cool. So from here, he kicks. Hi-ya. Hi-ya. All right. I believe there needs to be a frame in between. Because it's kind of like he's down. He's going to kind of gather himself mid and then kick. And it doesn't have any snap to it. So this is a detail I'd encourage you to try. So from here to here, it's just too slow. So from here, I would actually add a pose. Maybe bringing things inward, like he's gathering his energy. It's still pretty slow. And this just takes some doing. So I'm actually going to bring these keyframes closer to each other so it's a little snappier. That's better. So that kick should be like, ooh, hiya. Add another keyframe if you need to, but okay, let's look at some details here. Our hand right here looks weird when it's all the way up. It should be the other way. So at some point during that arm swing, I'm going to switch it again. Remember how we flipped it? Select your bone and then flip it. There's a keyframe right here telling you that you're switching basically right there. Yeah. That looks better. I'm not sure if there's much we can do about the foot. It's actually fine. It's fine. I can spend forever on this stuff. It's good. I'd like him to blink while he's doing that, kind of like this grunt. So right here, I'd like his eyes to close. So I'm just going to do that same process. Eyes closed. I'm on my switch layer. I want it to close all the way through the kick, which is right there. Like he's really putting a lot of effort in there. Looking pretty good. I'm going to play it back, see what it looks like. Breathing, anticipation, kicking. One more time. Breathing, blinking, anticipating, kicking. All right. We need some follow through. As he kicks, he should recoil a little bit. Kick and come back. So go forward in time and then pull those poses back. Should come down. Remember, everything kind of like sways. So his body should do this. He weighs 150 to 200 pounds. So what does that look like? Something like that. Maybe that takes a little bit too long. Cool. So we have anticipation, action, follow through. Have him sit there for a little bit. I'm going to have him blink. Blink really can get you through some times where there's nothing going on. Okay. The last part is we need it to come back down to rest. If you just start animating this back to rest, it'll float the whole way down, which is not good. So I'll show you kind of what it'll look like in general. From here, from this follow through, it'll just be weird. So we don't want that. I need to freeze my pose, probably at rest, Control F. So he's going to stay still from here through rest. You can have it frozen however long you want to. Maybe it's too short, maybe it's too long. And then come down. So I'm going to take a second to come down, maybe shorter. But I know this pose right here, these keyframes are where I want it to go to. What if I copied and pasted these keyframes? Select, edit, copy, edit, paste. What happens? Pretty good. If I thought about it a little bit, I could probably add a frame here. The arm should trail everything. The head should trail everything. The leg's going to trail everything. I'm just going to kind of pull those, like hair is going to follow after the head, or a cape's going to follow after the body. The legs follow after the body. They don't animate at the same time. So that's cool. I'm going to follow through with that. He comes down, and then maybe he's going to come up. Looks pretty good. Let's play that back. That looks great to me. My style is it's a little bit too slow. So here's something to try. Select all your keyframes and play with the timing. No, it's not what I want. There we go. Holding Alt or Option down, you can drag the very far right keyframe, and I'm going to make this half the speed. See what that looks like. The problem is our switch layers don't follow that, so my blinks are all off. But you can determine the speed and then adjust your keyframes for your switch layer. I like that a lot better. So I'm going to go into my switch layer and figure out where I want those. This is how you adjust those. Grab this little guy and move them. They're very, very strange. And I'm going to have a blink here. Drag that front end. Okay. Let's watch one more time. So I've animated my character. I've shown anticipation and follow through a couple of times. I have an interesting pose that I'm putting him in. You are on the hook for 2. You have to figure out another pose. What's the character going to do? You could try a jump. You could try some sort of other pose, but think about how I can show anticipation and follow through with those with the character that you've rigged. So good luck animating. Hopefully these tutorials are helpful to you.